Marcus Aurelius says nowhere you can go is more peaceful, more free from interruptions than your own soul. Retreat to consult your own soul, then return to face what awaits you. Marcus Aurelius was a Roman emperor from 161 to 180 AD and is considered the last of the 5 good emperors of his time. He wrote a series of autobiographical writings known as Meditations, in which he consistently advocated for the pursuit of tranquility in life. While his meditations often emphasized the importance of waking early and seizing the day, he also highlighted the importance of dedicating time to inner retreat and finding calm. Thanks to his records, we have a reasonable idea of what his nightly routine would have been like. In this video, we'll explore 7 different things and how we can follow or adapt this routine to our modern lives. Let's begin. The only thing I ask of you is not to skip this video under any circumstances. If you're here, consider yourself different from the majority. Consider yourself an exception. Now act like one and don't skip any chapter. Number 1. Eliminate external stimuli. Marcus Aurelius says it's within your power to withdraw into yourself whenever you desire. It's known that Marcus Aurelius used his nights to disconnect. While he's especially known for his philosophy advising us to live each day as if it were our last, he also believed in setting aside time to find retreat within his own mind to renew himself. He did this as an effort to free himself from stress or negative feelings by disconnecting from external stimuli and seeking value in introspection. External stimuli are changes outside the body or knowledge transmitted to us through the senses. Nowadays, we face constant external stimuli, especially when interacting with people and technology to meet the superficial demands of our modern society. We overload ourselves, and our days become filled with tasks, commitments, meetings, and deadlines. We lose our freedom and peace of mind. Even though we strive to create a balance between work and personal life, it's inevitable that we come home feeling exhausted, overwhelmed, and stressed. Our nightly routine usually involves catching up on social media, watching television, or trying to respond to those last-minute emails. We need to reduce these stimuli and declutter our minds. Therefore, your nighttime routine should be the time you dedicate to yourself. This likely means eliminating many of the nighttime activities you've become accustomed to and replacing them with new ones that will truly help you disconnect and focus on yourself. This means putting your technology to sleep at least half an hour before you go to bed and seeking tranquility. This can be as simple as a 5-minute guided meditation or a body scan or breathing exercise. Mindfulness meditations help calm a hyperactive mind and tune into your physical body. This type of meditation can be a retreat within ourselves, and the impact of incorporating it into the nighttime routine can be incredibly beneficial. Meditation is known to reduce anxiety, improve mood, and significantly enhance sleep. Your bedtime routine should be a break from the busy world and a retreat to your quiet self. Although indulging in binge-watching series, playing video games, meeting friends, or scrolling through social media may seem like personal breaks, these activities don't actually help achieve tranquility. In fact, they distract you from finding it. And although sleep is important, it often isn't enough to restore you after a busy day. A truly relaxing nighttime routine needs to contain something that allows your mind to disconnect. Number 2. Engage in physical exercise. Marcus Aurelius tells us it's a shame for a man to grow old without seeing the beauty and strength his body is capable of. Even though Marcus Aurelius lived almost 2,000 years ago, he understood the importance of physical exercise. He believed that a healthy mind cannot exist without a healthy body. The ancients believed that even a simple exercise routine can teach us virtuous life skills such as perseverance, self-development, discipline, overcoming challenges, and building self-confidence. They understood that it was more important to exercise to achieve these high mastery skills than to seek external approval. Despite what the media may lead us to believe, the ancients already knew that trying to have a perfect body just to show off rarely leads to true happiness. We often avoid our exercise session with excuses like "I'm too tired," "I have a big meeting tomorrow and don't want to be sore," "I'm so stressed at work I can't even think about exercise." Although many of us avoid exercise for various reasons, it has incredible benefits for physical and mental health, and we shouldn't ignore it completely as part of our routine. Any form of exercise, whether playing sports or going to the gym, is beneficial because it releases a flood of brain chemicals that make us feel good, known as endorphins, which reduce stress levels and improve mood. If you exercise at night, it can even help you sleep faster, leaving you feeling refreshed and ready to face the next day. You can also incorporate the concept of taking a quick evening walk to clear your mind. As you walk, observe the air and the environment around you. Let your mind shift from thoughts of the day to observe the night sky above you. Moving amidst the beauty of nature around you will help clear your mind of a busy day and prepare you for a good night's rest. Review your day. Number 3. Review your day. According to Marcus Aurelius, nothing has as much power to broaden the mind as the ability to investigate systematically and truly everything that occurs in your observation in life. The ancients believed the two best times for reflection were in the morning and at night, preparing for the day ahead by recording your thoughts in a journal in the morning and reviewing the day that passed. Marcus Aurelius wrote his meditations with the intention of reviewing his own daily life and thoughts to achieve personal clarity. He kept a constant eye on his daily actions and choices. The ancients emphasized the importance of being aware of your own actions and stressed the importance of setting aside time at the end of each day to review what happened as a way of becoming more mindful in general. The ancients called this type of attention that aims to bring self-awareness to your actions and check if they're aligned with your higher self. Some ancients compared this type of daily reflection to presenting a case to a court. You recall and judge your day through self-examination of your daily actions and choices, and then review them systematically. This isn't meant to be a judgmental practice, but rather a compassionate review that will guide you to make better decisions in the future. You can incorporate this kind of daily review into your nightly routine by setting aside time before bed to recall the day that just passed. Review each moment of the day from the moment you woke up until now. Meditate on the various choices and actions you made. What did you do well today? What emotions did you experience? Which parts of your day brought discomfort? How can you learn from what happened today? What didn't you get done today that you would have liked to do? Daily reflections play a key role in ancient philosophy. They help us prepare for the next day by noting what we would have liked to accomplish today. They are also essential for assessing ourselves. Are our daily actions aligned with the person we truly want to be? For example, during the review of your day, you may remember an event like an unpleasant interaction you had due to a misunderstanding. You'll be able to identify how that interaction left you feeling. You'll highlight the time spent thinking about the encounter and how it affected your mood in the morning. You can reflect on how you would have liked to handle the situation differently, or how that interaction turned out to be insignificant in the overall context of your day. By becoming aware of this event, the next time you face a similar situation, you'll be able to approach it with greater attention. Reserving time at night to review your daily progress is an important step in leading a philosophical life. Before we move on to number 4, I want to thank everyone for joining us. Seeking knowledge and abandoning ignorance is the best thing a human can do, and you did it. Check your subscription to the channel, and if you can, like the video. Contemplate your inner wisdom. Number 4, contemplate your inner wisdom. In the words of Marcus Aurelius, mastery of reading and writing requires a master, even more so life. A wise person is someone considered experienced in a certain field and revered for their wisdom, judgment, and expertise. For many people, this wise person is a role model. The ancients dedicated time to reflect on their wise ones and whether their own actions were in line with those of the wise one. Marcus Aurelius considered his wise one to be Zeno, the founder of historical philosophy, and often wondered, wouldn't contemplation of the wise one be essential? This should essentially be a nightly moment where you reflect on your day or the person you are and ask yourself what your role model would do. Your role model can be someone you know or just a concept of an ideal person. It's important to have a clear definition of this person so you can reflect if your actions are aligned with your role model. As part of your nighttime routine, set aside a few minutes to remember your role model and ask yourself, did I act as my role model would act? In what ways can I improve tomorrow to be more aligned with my role model? What characteristics of my role model did I identify in myself today? Incorporating a few minutes into your nighttime routine to consider the situations you experienced today and whether you reacted as you believe your role model would have done can increase your awareness of your choices for tomorrow and make you a better person, the kind of person you deeply admire. Contemplate life from the cosmos perspective. Number 5, adopt a higher perspective. In the words of Marcus Aurelius, think of the substance in its entirety of which you possess the smallest of parts, and of time in its entirety of which a brief momentary period has been assigned to you, and of the works of destiny, and how very small your part in them is. Marcus Aurelius advises us to contemplate life from the perspective of the cosmos, or to have a higher view. A view from above means adopting an expanded perspective of your life and looking at yourself and your day as if you were observing from a third-person perspective to remove personal emotions and anxieties. It's known that in his Nights, Aurelius reflected on his life from the perspective of the cosmos to overcome his limited personal perspective. In today's world, there are many distractions. Whenever we leave home, we are bombarded by advertisements, news, opinions, and distractions. When we're not at work or with our family, we're on our phones, listening to the radio, watching TV, or using the computer. All of this causes mental exhaustion, making it hard to find space to think and breathe. Apps, games, videos, and TV shows, and the fact that our attention is often directed elsewhere, make it difficult to deal with our problems, anxieties, stresses, and commitments. To help with this, the ancient exercise of adopting a higher perspective can be used to alleviate the weight of our problems because it shifts our perspective to a level above ourselves. You can start by dedicating some quiet time at night to observe your immediate surroundings, your body, your home, and the people you live with. Begin to think about what they feel, how you relate to them, what problems, hopes, and fears they might have. Then broaden your view to see your own city and how all the people living around you have a unique life of which you know nothing. They have hopes, dreams, and fears. Continue to broaden your perspective to see your own country, then even more encompassing the whole perspective of the entire planet, considering all the people on Earth, all our lives spread across countries, social classes, races, and cultures. Think about the challenges some of the less privileged people are facing. Continue to expand to the solar system, the universe, and to the totality of existence. When we observe ourselves from above, we realize ourselves not as individuals disconnected from the things around us, but as part of a larger whole, a participant in everything surrounding us. Looking at ourselves from the outside helps us see ourselves and our concerns more objectively. When we distance ourselves from the concerns, anxieties, and problems we face, we can see them more clearly with less emotion, and we have a better chance of understanding their causes and solutions. It becomes easier to see things in context. If you're feeling down because someone insulted you, try this exercise. It's much easier to overcome the emotional obstacles we experience when we put things in perspective. Fights and minor disagreements compared to many of our problems can dissolve when we compare them to the problems of others or the vastness of space. Number 6. Spend time with family. Marcus tells us those who live longer and those who will die soon lose the same thing. The present is all they can give up because it's all they have, and what you don't have, you can't lose. For Marcus Aurelius, at the end of the day, it was time to be with family. He clearly loved his children and his wife very much. Even though he was important, famous, and extremely busy, he didn't ignore them at night. He put his children to bed and kissed them, silently telling himself not to rush because it might be the last time he does this. It's not guaranteed that both of you will make it through the night. He valued this thing in front of him that was truly the most important thing in his life and then wished them good night. He did this repeatedly for as long as he was fortunate enough to live. The ancients used the contemplation of death as a practice to remind themselves of the impermanence of life. A popular nurse known in Australia who cared for terminally ill patients said that one of the most common regrets of a dying person is wishing they had spent more time with family. Her patients often regretted missing out on their children's youth and the company of their partners due to the demands of modern life. Families are spending just over half an hour of quality time together during the week, and even when families get together, many parents say the time is spent in silence in front of the TV because they're busy reading, playing computer games, or just too tired to talk. Just like the ancients, if we regularly contemplate our death and remember that there will be a day when we or our children won't wake up to enjoy the beauty of life, we'll start making some changes to spend more time with family and often telling our children or our family that the time we spend together is an essential factor in building strong bonds, love connections, and relationships among family members. Spending quality time with the family helps cope with challenges, instills a sense of security, instills family values, and gives children confidence to prepare for mornings. Number 7. Prepare for mornings. Marcus Aurelius says in his Actions, don't procrastinate. Marcus Aurelius strongly advocated the importance of waking up early every morning. He did this to create a morning routine that maximized every living moment. Therefore, sleeping meant to be a restorative experience and not a moment to indulge in laziness. A morning routine was essential for Aurelius, but part of this morning routine started even before morning as he prepared for the next day on the previous night. The ancients used to prepare for the day by reserving time in the morning to rehearse their days. They did this by considering what they wanted to accomplish that day, preparing for different possible outcomes, and reflecting on themselves. These types of reflections were done by many ancients in the morning and also at night. To start, you can prepare the night before to make waking up easier. This could mean choosing clothes for the next day, preparing your bag for work, or having a clear morning routine that you'll follow, like a checklist of actions to be taken without having to use your brain to think about what to decide because it was decided the night before. Remember that the more decisions you make throughout the day, the less effective they'll be. Save your head for making small decisions like what clothes to wear in the morning. This also means going to bed at a reasonable time so that you get 6 to 8 hours of sleep. Not only is this beneficial for your health, but it will make waking up a more pleasant experience. Preparing for the next day during your nighttime routine will not only help you with your morning routine, but can also reduce anxiety about the tasks that await you when you wake up.